Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the person you've become is not who you were meant to be. That the choices you've made, the goals you've chased, and the life you've built were never truly yours, but a reflection of what others wanted for you. How much of your life is a performance? How much of your identity is borrowed, inherited, or imposed? This is not a hypothetical question. For most people, the answer is unsettling. From the moment we're born, we're handed a script, roles to play, rules to follow, and masks to wear. We learn to silence our instincts, bury our desires, and mold ourselves into shapes that please the world. But beneath this facade, there's a quiet rebellion, a voice that whispers, "This is not who I am." Carl Jung, the revolutionary psychologist, called this the journey of individuation, the process of becoming undeniably, unapologetically yourself. But here's the truth. Most people never confront. To find yourself, you must first lose everything you've been told to be. Let's start with a simple but profound question. Who would you be if no one were watching? If the opinions of others vanished, if societal expectations dissolved, if the weight of your past no longer defined you, what would remain? Jung believed that our true selves are buried beneath layers of conditioning. The first layer is the persona, the mask we wear to navigate the world. It's the polished version of ourselves we present at work, in relationships, and even to our closest friends. The persona isn't inherently harmful. It helps us function. But when we confuse the mask with our true face, we lose touch with our essence. Then there's the shadow, the part of ourselves we exile. It holds everything we've been taught to reject: our anger, our vulnerability, our unacceptable desires, even our hidden genius. We lock these aspects away, fearing they make us unlovable. But the shadow doesn't disappear. It seeps into our lives as self-sabotage, unexplained fears, or judgment toward others. Here's the paradox. The traits you hate in others are often the ones you deny in yourself. That coworker whose arrogance irritates you? It might mirror your own unacknowledged ambition. The friend whose neediness drains you? It could reflect your buried fear of abandonment. Jung's radical idea was this: the key to wholeness lies not in perfection, but in integration. To reclaim your power, you must confront what you've spent a lifetime avoiding. But how? The answer lies in a journey inward, a descent into the unconscious. Jung saw the psyche as a vast, unexplored landscape. Dreams, symbols, and even random intuitions are messages from this hidden realm. For example, have you ever met someone and felt an instant, inexplicable connection, or encountered a recurring dream that leaves you uneasy? These are not accidents. They're clues, guiding you toward the parts of yourself waiting to be acknowledged. Let's pause here, because this is where most people turn back. Facing the shadow is uncomfortable. It means asking, what have I been running from? What parts of myself did I abandon to fit in? It means sitting with shame, regret, or loneliness, not to dwell in them, but to understand their roots. Consider this. A man grows up believing vulnerability is weakness. He builds a life around strength and control, priding himself on never needing help. But beneath the surface, he feels isolated, disconnected. One day, he collapses under the weight of his facade. In that moment of crisis, he discovers something startling. His vulnerability isn't a flaw. It's a bridge. It's the very thing that allows him to connect, to heal, to finally feel. This is the power of shadow work. By embracing what we've rejected, we transform our greatest wounds into wisdom. But individuation doesn't stop there. Jung uncovered another layer, the collective unconscious, a reservoir of ancient symbols and archetypes shared by all humanity. These archetypes, the hero, the sage, the rebel, the lover, live within you. They shape your desires, fears, and the stories you tell yourself. Take the hero archetype. It's the part of you that craves purpose, that's willing to face adversity to grow. But heroes don't exist without shadows. Every hero's journey includes a descent into darkness, a battle with inner demons. Your demons might be fear of failure, imposter syndrome, or the belief that you're unworthy of love. Until you face them, you'll remain stuck in the same cycles. Now, here's the turning point. You are not oneself. You are many. The anxious child, the critical parent, the fearless visionary, they all reside within you. Individuation isn't about choosing one identity. It's about harmonizing them. It's about realizing that your contradictions, your strength and sensitivity, your logic and creativity are not flaws. They're proof of your depth. But there's a final terrifying truth. To fully awaken, you must let go of who you think you are. The ego clings to labels. I'm successful, I'm broken, I'm a victim, I'm a leader. These stories give us comfort, but they also chain us. Jung's greatest lesson is this: you are not a fixed self. You are a becoming. Think of a river. It has no rigid form. It adapts, flows, and carves new paths. Your true self is the same. The moment you release the need to define yourself, you open to infinite possibilities. So how do you begin? Start with curiosity. When you feel triggered, ask, what is this reaction showing me about myself? When you're judgmental, ask, where am I refusing to see this trait in me? Keep a journal of dreams and synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that feel like whispers from the universe. Most importantly, give yourself permission to experiment. Try the hobby you've secretly wanted to pursue. Speak up when you'd normally stay silent. Spend time alone, without distractions, and listen to the voice beneath the noise. This journey isn't easy. There will be moments of discomfort, even grief, as you shed old skins. But on the other side is a life of unparalleled aliveness, a life where every choice, every relationship, every struggle is yours. You were never meant to live someone else's story. The path to your true self is hidden in plain sight, in the parts of you that others called too much, in the desires you dismissed as impractical, in the dreams you've been too afraid to claim. The question is, will you keep wearing the mask, or will you dare to meet the extraordinary being staring back at you in the mirror? The choice is yours, and it begins